Hi all, this is the newest O-gauge steam locomotive from Dapol. This is the Great Western 48 or the 58 XX class, but this one right in front of you is the 14 XX. It's very confusing, but this is the one that can run with the auto train. It's got all the bits fitted. I will go through it later. It's in the Great Western green with the GWR lettering on the side of the tank, which you can see. It's an absolutely amazing model. You may have seen my last video of it running around my garden and running around the pond. If not, I will put a link right above, top right, so you can check that out. But I'm going to give you a quick tour of the loco and show you how good it is. Okay, so here we are. This is the 14 XX, number 1432 in Great Western green with GWR lettering on side tanks. It may look a little bit strange as what's going on with the smoke box door, I hear you cry. Well, I've just very carefully tried to pry it off and it pops off. Obviously this is O-gauge, so everything's a lot bigger. Obviously you can see the size of the smoke box door in my hand with the door dart and the running number and the shed plate, which is 89A. I'll leave that down there so you can just about see it. So yeah, it's a absolutely beautiful model. If I put it back on the track, the livery is absolutely spot on. It's a very straightforward livery to get right, to be honest. It's just one colour, and obviously black and then the red buffer bars. But Dapol have really done a really good job recreating the look of the class. Now, you may wonder why I've just pulled the smoke box door off. What a strange thing to do. Well, if I very quickly pick the loco up and show it you, hopefully that focuses. I think it has. That's it. It is now. That's how you install the DCC decoder. Not like 00 where you have to take the body off and mess about with screws or anything like that. It's so much straightforward in this, so hats off to Dapol. But I am a DC man in O-gauge, so I don't have to worry about that. While we are here, I will very quickly go over the details with you, of which there are quite a lot. I'll try and get the door back on. Hopefully I can get that. Got to be so careful because I don't want to. There you go, that's clicked in place. Hopefully that wasn't a click of something breaking. But yeah, I want to keep the camera on the tripod, but the detail on this is absolutely exquisite. So if I just try and move it about, if I try and release us from the tripod. So at the front of the loco you can see the buffer bar, the buffer beam, you can see the rivet detail, you can see the vacuum pipe, you can see the 3-link coupling on the front down there. You can even see the little brass tap which is just there on side of the smoke box. You can obviously see all the riveting. You've got the handrail. Now this is plastic, it's not metal, but for the price I can't argue. You've even got the little toolbox. If you look very carefully inside, you can see the motion, the inside motion, which is the red, which you'll see there. Now on the pannier, it does actually work. On this it doesn't. Some people think it does, but it doesn't. It remains stationary. To be honest, it was a little bit of a gimmick on the pannier at working. It was brilliant that it did, and you could see it if you got your head in the right place. But to be honest, as long as it's there and it looks absolutely brilliant, which it does, I don't mind whether it works, because I understand that it obviously causes a cost for Dapol, and then ultimately it costs me more out of my pocket. Looking on the top of the loco, we've got the tanks and the boiler dome. You can see the safety valves as well, tucked very nicely, and they are depicted in gold. I don't know how well you can see that. Obviously you can see the riveting all over on the cab roof. You can see the water tank fill, the flap, which is just above the G, just there. You've obviously got the the balancer, obviously because the tanks are linked inside. That's what these two, you can't see on the other side, but that's what that's for. Now what we'll try and do is quickly show you the cab, but on this it is so easy. Literally, you grab the cab roof, I might try it that way, and it just pulls off. Just be very careful of this nice fine bit of detail here, but literally that is not glued in and there's a hole for it to pop back into, so you can easily put that back. And see, just got to be careful. Oh, trying to do it one-handed. He says, oh, there you go. I haven't broke that. No, it's just there, and it just, do excuse my poor film work here. And obviously you can see the hole where that pops in, and then it pops in on the roof. So if we look inside the cab, please excuse my shaky hand, the cab detail is absolutely exquisite. Now if you are wondering what these two big metal blobs are at the top, they are magnets, and they actually hold the cab roof on magnetically. It's a brilliant feature. The pannier tank never had it. The cab roof could come off, but you could pull it off while it was in motion. But obviously this has got the magnets. You can even see the cab flooring, which is depicted as wood, which is correct. You can even, please excuse my camera work, you can even see the coal coming out the bottom of the bunker, which is directly in shot now. You can see the handbrake just above the coal on the right hand side. You can see the reverser, the big red thing right in front of you with the two handles on it. The detail on this is absolutely beautiful for less than £200 in O gauge. And to think that you can pay £170, £180 just for a standard steam locomotive now in 00. This is just, it blows you away. And the detail on the back is absolutely exquisite, just like the front. Ignore that weird chain on the bottom, that's only because I snapped the coupling. Dapol couplings, I can show you the one on the front. So if we come down, I've hooked mine in, oh that's my hand. Yep, so you can see it there hopefully. Now they are really weak, they're not well, they might be metal, but a very weak metal. If not, they are plastic. And I've snapped them on the pannier, and I've snapped them on this. Not pulling a massive load, I may add. I was only pulling about a 10 wagon train. While I was trying to film this loco running around the garden, as it went round the bend, the wagons got left behind and the loco carried on, so obviously the coupling had snapped, but hey ho. So as we've clearly seen, this loco is absolutely beautiful to look at. Lots of detail, it's all accurate, so hats off to Dapol. I know some people wonder, obviously because it being O gauge, is it going to be different? And there's obviously the worries around that. Well, to be honest with you, you really don't need to worry, because if I can quickly show you through the instruction manual, all colour photos, lots of information, lots of pictures, and it tells you absolutely everything you need to know about this loco. It even comes with the Dapol 2-year guarantee, so long as when you purchase it you keep the receipt, any problems you can post it back to Dapol and they will fix or replace for free of charge. The performance of this loco is the best yet for Dapol. It blows the you can tell that it's just such a more smooth and quieter runner than the pannier. This thing, I left it running in the garden for a couple hours on the auto coach and on the coal train, on about 10 wagons, and it behaved itself, never had a derailment, it didn't stutter, didn't stall, it was so well behaved, and it's so smooth. Even as you turn the controller, just ever so slightly put the power on, it runs so well. The speed of it as well, very realistic. Dapol have really put a lot of time and effort into this, and to think that they only want to sell it to you for £191 it's an absolute bargain. If I get the pannier tank and I show it you now, so if I slide the 14XX back and put the pannier, obviously here's the pannier. The cab roof does come off. Oh, it does have magnets. Ooh. Well, they weren't not very good. Just pull that straight off. There's no. Oh well. Yeah. So excuse me going off on a bit of a tangent there. Yeah. So we've got both locos here. Now the pannier tank is ever so slightly larger. The pannier and the 14XX have got 2 driving wheels at the front, 2 and 2. Now this one on the 14XX is a pony truck, just to support the weight of the cab. Now on the pannier tank, the rear axle is part of the power. You've obviously got the coupling rod and it goes across the 3. Both are inside motion. I don't know how well you can see, just look above my finger, you can see the motion. It's easier to spot on the 14XX, but not from this camera angle. One thing I will tell you, if you are going to buy this, this will run on less than 2, well, second radius in O gauge. I've had no problem with it whatsoever, because obviously the space in between the middle axle and the rear axle is really short. It's a smaller wheel on the back, and it's not connected by the coupling rod. On the pannier tank, you do need second radius or above, because you don't realise how far the rear axle sits behind because of the firebox, which you can see really well here. The detail on it is exquisite as well. If I just quickly see, you can see, and I don't know if you can see the motion as well. And now I've knocked it off the track. Yeah, and again, that's only £191. It's exquisite, but please be aware that if you do purchase this, that it will not run on anything less than second radius. If I slide that back so you can see the rear of the pannier a bit better, go it forward, there you go. So yeah, you can just about see that it is a slightly larger loco, the pannier. I went for BR black because that's what colour is the one on the Severn Valley, 7714, and the Great Western 14XX is in the green, but I think it has been repainted now. It's still green, but it's got the I don't think it's got the lettering, but I like the lettering anyway, so that's the one I went for. I highly recommend, even if you're not into O gauge and you've not got a layout, even if you've just got like a little shunting straight, I highly recommend either one of these, but definitely the 14XX or the 48 and the 58XX as well. There's that many different options. You can get them with the push-pull auto train fittings. Obviously this one has. You will see in the other video, like I said earlier, you will see that that did run. I've ran it with my auto coach in push-pull mode. The detail is all there. Again, on the auto coach, it looks brilliant. The panniers never, obviously they could pull it, but they didn't have the push-pull workings. Just trust me, you will not be disappointed with one, or with either loco. So I'm not paid by Dapol, trust me. I'm just really glad that I purchased that loco. It took me a while to get round to buying one, obviously with everything that was going on, but I went up to my local model shop, Trident Trains, saw one in the window, I knew what I wanted, so I went and got it. Any questions, guys, please drop them in the comments. There is a lot more running videos, especially in the garden around the pond, because I know that does always do well when I put a video up. So thank you so much for watching and listening to me ramble. Look after yourself. Please hit that subscribe button, because trust me, the more subscribers I get, the more that I want to make videos. I have got a little bit of a backlog of videos that I need to work my way through. So yeah, please hit that like button as well. Thank you, take care, and I'll see you soon.